Week 17 of the 2023-24 NBA season is over, which means it's time to run it back. This is Run It Back, NBA Week in Review, Los Angeles Lakers edition. I'm Jose Salviati, editor at thePeachBasket.net, and formerly wrote a series of articles covering the 2010 NBA Finals between the Lakers and Celtics for the LA Times. This is a show where we recap the week that was for the Los Angeles Lakers and then highlight their marquee matchup for the week to come. Let's start by taking a look at where the team lands on the Peach Basket's objective power rankings this week. The Lakers were 2-0 in week number 17 with wins over the Detroit Pistons at home and impressively against the Utah Jazz in Utah, which is not an easy place to play or win. The Jazz were 17-8 at the Delta Center before the Lakers beat them. 2-0 is always nice, but the way the Lakers won is telling. Both wins were arguably blowouts. Now, I say arguably because I don't know really how to define blowout. I don't know if a definition for blowout exists, but they were easy wins, which is always impressive. Last season's Lakers floundered a bit before hitting their stride late after key acquisitions. This season, the Lakers stood pat at the trade deadline, but bringing in Spencer Dinwiddie along with the lack of moves may have been the shot in the arm the team needed, right? Because when players realize that, man, they're staying, they're here for the duration of the season, that helps. You know now there's no more rumors, there's no more pressure, there's no more stress. This is our team. And that and bringing in Dinwiddie may have really helped. It sure looks like it. They averaged 131 points in their 2 wins. So that 2-0 week, because being a short week, there wasn't a lot of movement. And there are still 3 games left to play in week number 17. But the Lakers are pretty firm, right, at the number 1 spot. Pardon me, number 1. That'd be nice. The number 9 spot in the West and 16th overall in the Peach Basket's objective power rankings. They dropped 1 spot overall because the Miami Heat had an even better week. They had 2 quality wins in week 17, and that was enough to leapfrog the Lakers. So now let's take a look at the best to do it in key categories for the Lakers last week. While he may have cooled off a bit, D'Angelo Russell continues to make the case for being this team's 3rd star. He led the Lakers with 3.3 3-point field goals made in week number 17. Anthony Davis was the Swiss Army knife yet again, averaging the most points, 27.3, field goals made with 10, rebounds at 11, defensive rebounds at 9.3, blocks at 3.3, and overall game score at 25. It's safe to say this is the best player on the team, and we just hope for health, man. Bottom line for AD. LeBron was once again the facilitator, averaging 9.7 assists. Jackson Hayes averaged the most offensive rebounds at 2 per game. And newcomer Spencer Dinwiddie averaged 2 steals to lead the Lakers in Week 17. Welcome to Los Angeles, Spencer Dinwiddie. Week number 18 will have the Lakers returning from the All-Star game break, hoping that the break did nothing to mess with their momentum. They have 3 games next week. They start at Golden State against the Warriors. One of the teams we know now reached out to gauge the Lakers and LeBron's interest in LeBron joining them. The Lakers and LeBron declined. Then they welcome the San Antonio Wembies to crypto and finally fly to Phoenix to match up against the Suns. Now, the West is tough. There's not going to be very many, if any, easy weeks, but away games in San Francisco and Phoenix is tough. Both of those games are, let's call them marquee matchups. Certainly, those are the 2 of the 3 that you want to win. Obviously, you want to win all 3, but those are the 2 that are going to come a little tougher, potentially. But that game against Phoenix is really going to be telling. It's away. Phoenix seems to have turned a corner, much like the Lakers have. That's going to be a pretty good game and a really good indicator of how far along the Lakers are. I'll end with a quick look at the Lakers news. I like to call this full court press. Just type in Los Angeles Lakers and see if anything interesting and worth talking about comes up. We try to steer clear of the news everybody's talking about and try to find those articles that maybe you might have missed. Today, these are the 2 that caught my eye. The first one is Rui Hachimura takes unsettled dig at Darvin Ham's decision-making. This was written by Alex Kirschenbaum for Sports Illustrated All Lakers. Now, I'll share my thoughts on why this caught my eye in a little bit. But this is what Rui said. I've been telling him, like, this is who we are. We've been trying like a lot of different things, lineups, all this stuff. But this is the lineup we had in the playoffs, and that's how we won. So it's that simple. When I get into the game, I want to impact the game. I want to be the X factor, be aggressive, use my size, whatever it takes to help us win. Now I understand, right, why this title talks about Rui, with a subtle dig at Ham. We've been trying a lot of different lineups, all this stuff, but it's simple. This is how we won. I get it. It just, I don't know, bothers me a little bit. When you are the leader of this team, the head coach of this team, the Lakers, you're under so much, scrutiny. It's a bright light. And I get being frustrated with Darvin Ham. I get that his lineup choices sometimes are a bit baffling. But, man, this is your coach. And he took the team farther than they were expected to go last season, right? All the way to the Western Conference Finals. And he won. The Lakers won, but with him leading the way, they won the in-season tournament, which, maybe something, maybe nothing. But, there was something to win, and they won it. You got to give credit where it's due. Now, certainly, right? The LeBron, when the rubber hits the road, and there's something out there to win, he's the guy you want on your team. But to continue to discredit Coach Ham is kind of bothersome to me. And I get it. I understand it. And, fans calling for his firing, I understand your point. But the title of this article just kind of threw me. I get it. I understand it. And Rui, might have been an unsubtle dig. All right. But it just, I guess at the end of the day, it bothers me because what you've got is a team that really is built for the playoffs. And when they're faced with a must-win situation, this team more often than not wins. So I just think I wish we'd lay off Coach Ham a little bit, I guess, as the moral of that story. Next article that caught my eye, Laker rumors, organization willing to explore adding Bronny James to keep LeBron James happy, by Matt Peralta for Lakers Nation. LeBron's been saying for a while, for years, I'm not going to dig into this article because, the title says it all. LeBron's been saying for years his goal was to play with his son. And there's speculation now, whether LeBron's going to stay in LA, if he's going to sign with whoever, Bronny gets signed by next season. So, this makes a lot of sense, right? If LeBron is happy in LA, if the Lakers are happy with LeBron, yeah, of course they're willing to explore. Why wouldn't they be? So this doesn't say a lot, but it is interesting, and it really shines a light on how wild this offseason is going to be for the Lakers, and really for anybody who is willing to sign Bronny James, because we know that very likely means they get LeBron too. And LeBron, that'll be year 39 and year 40, or age, right? 39, age 40, is still elite. And he can still will a team, to victory. It's amazing what he's done. And it's LeBron. That's guaranteed income, guaranteed attendance, guaranteed relevance for whoever signs Bronny and brings in LeBron. So it's going to be fascinating. I don't know what else to say. I'm very, very curious to see how this plays out. But I think to say the Lakers are willing to explore isn't really news. They'd be silly not to. And I think they, along with all the 30 NBA teams, are willing to explore that possibility. But that's it. Week number 17 of the Los Angeles Lakers 2023-24 NBA season is in the books. Join us next week after the All-Star Game break and after week number 18 when we once again run it back.